got an ice brand. We've got a hard edge, that's alright. We've got an ice spear, I've got one of those. We've got assassin's daggers, I've got that. Rebellion! That is a gun that unleashes its full potential in times of peril when the shooter is in full health. Interesting. Oh, shields. Thunder shields and flame shield. I have neither of those. This will be a good place to come back to. And then accessories, a talisman. What does that do in this game? Enhances magic. Huh. Knight's Anklet, that'll be good to pick up a few of those later, and bulletproof vest. Well, I've got places where I can buy a bulletproof suit, so that's not impressive, but...
Hey, come again.
Okay. Anyway, like I was saying about Final Fantasy III, though, the music was... I liked it because it was different. When I played the NES version, I got it and got a translation patch, because somebody had started a translation patch, and then had just kind of left it trail off, and then somebody else had completed it. So, I mean, the game is fully playable in English at this point. And I honestly think that it's the superior version. The only things that I like better about the remade versions are the way the Dark Knight handles more like Final Fantasy IV, which, it wasn't even the Dark Knight in Final Fantasy III, it was the Magic Knight. And it's kind of closer, despite looking more like a Dark Knight type thing, it's closer in practice to a Paladin. What do you have to eat?
Welcome, boys. Looks like you could use a good meal. A bite before you hit the road? What can I tell you about?
Ooh, a haven. All the way out there. Your danger zones. Procurement points. Literally, you just marked the haven that I'm at, dude, though.
The neighborhood's nastiest.
Ah, these might actually be good for later, too.
What'll it be?
Alright, I'm gonna quick check to see if any of these give me any recipes. Yeah, that doesn't give me anything. That doesn't give me anything. And... haha! And I can't afford this.
Come again.
Okay. I'm gonna have to find that arms vendor again and see what I can sell.
Hey, what are you after this time?
What do I have a ton of? Let's see here. Coffee, please. So I can literally just pick up more.
Pleasure doing business.
Let's see here. Not worth it. Let's see here. These will be easy to get more of. There we go, that gives me a little
See you
breathing
later.
room.
Oh.
All in the name of recipe mining.
Ah, welcome back. You boys hungry?
You know what, actually, I'm gonna do the smart thing. Rent the room and then buy that.
We could crash right here.
Anyway, Final Fantasy III. Also a very technically interesting game. Okay, so the music is better in the NES version, in my opinion. The battle theme actually has a beat, which caused my friend to actually exclaim, out of basically just blurt, "Oh my gosh, it has a beat now." Which is just like, this is obviously like, this feels like the newer upgrade, despite being the...
Perfect timing.
You know, despite being the original version, you know?
Hey.
So, I mean, the world map theme is this very pensive, kind of sad, theme that got
Sup?
turned into literally the
Welcome,
most
boys.
generic,
Looks like you
like
could use a good
heroes
meal.
walking through a pristine field
So, what do you feel like?
song you could
Coming
ever
right up.
possibly hope to never remember, you know?
Look out, stomach.
I mean, it's just such a waste of a song to try to when they remade it, they tried to cater it to modern tastes, and the fact of the matter is
Come
it's
again.
just never going to be a modern game unless you completely just redo everything. You can't just add a little dialogue here and there and call it a day when you're doing that kind of thing. You know?
Everything
I
in
mean,
order?
That's
Yep.
just not
All right.
how it works. Like, that would be like trying to make... That's why I think they failed as hard as they did. Like, there are people I know who liked it, but it's not because it's a modern experience, it's because they didn't have any other means of getting their hands on it legally. I mean, ROMs are and always will be illegal, but
Hey, Noct, let's take a souvenir shot of you in the volcano. I bet I can get a real good one. What do you say?
sure.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a blast.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, now, how should I frame the shot?
Who's up for a hike?
Do. Where is the photo shoot?
The Magitech engine. It's close.
Oh, son of a biscuit. Which one of these is even a volcano? Anyway, like I said, the music was, they missed the point. That's the same reason that I don't like anything that anybody has done to remix, like Battle at the Big Bridge, except for the Black Mages, because it seems like nobody understands what it's actually for, and everybody seems to treat it like a boss theme when it kind of isn't, in my opinion.
Let's go.
The Battle at the Big Bridge is, I mean, it is a boss theme because they made it a boss theme, but the original worked so well because it wasn't a boss theme. It was a character theme. Gilgamesh has always been a guy who's been, like, just a half a step away from being one of the heroes. And treating him like just another generic boss doesn't do the character service. Like, he's goofy and that kind of stuff, and I really like him as a character in the appearance I've seen him in. He's almost like Deadpool. Like, he's self-aware and you know, okay. Come on. Here we go.
Take a shot from here.
Good call. Now it's picture time.
So, but anyway, like, that just seems like the only person who understands the music is the
Ready or
person who
not?
wrote it. And, let's save that one. So, like, the Black Mages, honestly, just were really great. I'm kind of sad they broke up, even though I kind of didn't learn about them until more or less it had already happened. Okay, not like completely after it had happened, but it just seemed like such a waste because they understood the music. Because why can't I remember his name? Uematsu. Nobuo Uematsu. He wrote those themes. And I'm not getting over this wall. So, but I mean, he understands the music he wrote, and like I said, I mean, when it comes right down to it, like Battle at the Big Bridge, the entire point of the original version is it's light and fun, and has that kind of, you know, Mediterranean influence going for it that makes it light and fun, and a really great fan favorite theme. And everybody else has been like, let's take these notes
Magitech engine. It's close.
and turn it into just like, this is evil and that kind of stuff. Like, this is a bad guy, he's a boss man. And it's like, no, that's not what it was intended for. And the Final Fantasy XIII 2 version was easily the worst of it, because I hate to say it, you don't put a main melody in a fast-paced song on a shakuhachi. Literally any other wind instrument, pick one, would have been a better choice.
Everything in order?
Yep.
If you don't know what a shakuhachi is, it is literally just a length of bamboo with holes drilled in it. it is impossible to play this
Taking a walk
thing
on the wild side?
for
Nothing like
any,
nature in the middle of nowhere.
you know, I mean, shakuhachi music in itself is usually focused on blowing long notes with lots of pauses. To try to put a fast-paced theme like that on a shakuhachi was just like, what were you thinking? Like, you can't even physically play it properly.
Got it.
There's just no way. Oh gosh, is that all? Literally.
What?
Alrighty. Goodbye.
I'm in.
Head bashing.
I'm going all out.
Someone just don't get too... Sure want to talk. Enough.
Same page. Put it in the books.
It's history now.
So anyway, like I said, like I was saying, shakuhachi is just literally, if you had put it in a bottle, if you were to make it a bottle blowing song, you still would have been able to do it more cleanly than a freaking shakuhachi. And if I am pronouncing that wrong and getting you angry, good, get angry at them for making me say it so many times.
Everything in order?
Yep.
All right.
So, but anyway, I mean, missing the point with the music is probably one of the most grievous things done to Final Fantasy III in the remake. And I mean, I had the remake in my house before I went and got the NES version. Because, like, if there was anything that I wished was in the NES version that was in the remake, it would be, instead of the Magic Knight, replace it with the Dark Knight. Just because it works better and more uniquely. The Magic Knight is basically a paladin. It casts white magic. And low-level white magic, where the Dark Knight actually has a little bit more going for it in the unique ability kind of department. And the ability for your guest party members to interact in battle, which I can understand why they removed your guest party members following you, and why they didn't kind of combine those two ideas, because in the NES version, your guest party members physically follow you in the field. This is used for storytelling purposes because there's a point where an enemy follows you as just a shadow on the ground, and talking to it, basically, you can talk to your guest party members in the field and they'll say something based on the situation. Which is usually the same line over and over again because they generally don't stay with you that long, but it adds interactivity to the field. So talking to this enemy basically just brings up a few question marks because you're just like, what the heck is following me here? Like, I can understand why they can't have both, but from a storytelling perspective, that was actually very useful because it explained how that enemy got there. They literally just followed you to this MacGuffin and stole it. Like, that's just what happens, and so they wouldn't even have had to have had it do anything in battle. They could have found a way to combine the two, but they didn't. And so, but those are the only two things that I would add to the NES version. Like, I think that the NES version of it really is the definitive version of it, just because the gameplay is functional, well balanced, and even though it's punishingly difficult, I mean, it's very hard, but it is forthright about being hard, and it rewards you for taking risks. There's a place where it's just like, yeah, like, somebody basically failed to mow the grass to the storehouse of town, and now the wild Pokemon are there, you know? They'll kick your butt, but if you can get there, you'll be rewarded. And it's just like, those enemies will kick your butt, but you will be rewarded in that storehouse. The DS version, putting things in 3D didn't work for me because everything was small enough where it could have just been sprites anyway. The entire zoom-in functionality took essentially the, NES style, like going and poking around at all the walls and that kind of thing, and deactivated that until you zoomed in to see sparkles appear over things. And it's like, this is all a solution looking for a problem. And it really was. I mean, it's just like, oh, you can zoom in, or I could just poke at things, because this is an old game and I understand you kind of have to do that in those. There's a switch in this room. Okay, I guess I'm just going to, hit X or whatever button I have on whatever looks interesting in here, because it's going to be attached to something interesting. Not, oh, there's something interesting in this room. Well, I guess I have to zoom in here and see where the sparkles are and then go interact with the sparkles, because it's not going to let me interact with any interesting things in here. That would be too simple, So, it's one of the few games that I guess is technically pirated. I don't keep a whole lot of that stuff, but I keep that one just because I think it's the superior version in pretty much every way.
We're here.
It is quite comforting to see other people about.
Alrighty, let's take care of this mission here. And then I'm probably going to make this my last stream for a bit to let my voice rest so that I don't lose it here.
Whoa. That disc really is on fire. Been a lot of tremors lately. Hope the rocks around here haven't been shaken loose. This, right? That's the stuff. Thanks.
Haha. Ooh, that's a lot of EXP.
So where to?
Take a look at our wares. Hey, come again.
What, no more quests?
Ravito. It's a proper mountain. One day, I'm gonna climb it.
Hey, what are you after this time?
It strikes me that this was more or less a waste because I should have checked what he actually has before I started doing that.
I'll see you later.
I suppose
A lot of tremors lately.
I'm gonna return to the... Wait a second here. Quests... let's see here... Dynamo... Sky Gemstone... Cactuar Needle. I have none of those. I don't think. Nope, I'm still not seeing any of that stuff. Phooey. Okay.
Hope the rocks around here haven't been shaken loose.
Alright, I think I'm gonna call this a session here and just kinda figure out what I want to do for myself here. Because I gotta figure out where to get some money. None of these have been giving me money. They've been making things cheaper, but not giving me money. So... I just have been doing too much driving and too little fighting, so I don't have enough to sell either.
It's a proper mountain. One day, I'm gonna climb it.
Alright, well, catch you on the flip side.